Welcome to my world. Come into my eyes. Let yourself be drawn in deeper and deeper into my beautiful blue eyes. Let yourself fall deep into my eyes. Feel yourself beginning to sink into a deep, deep trance as you focus on my eyes, as you sink so deep into my wonderful, beautiful eyes, and as you sink even deeper, you may notice yourself beginning to get dizzy, even as your breathing remains regular and relaxed. You become dizzier and dizzier, dizzier and dizzier as you fall into my eyes, falling into my world, as you sink, as you sink so easily and so effortlessly, wanting to fall even deeper, wanting to surrender to my eyes and to my world, as you fall, as you fall, and as you look into my eyes deeper and deeper, you may notice your eyes getting heavy, starting to water. They want to close, and yet you want to continue looking at my eyes, and so you focus on my eyes. You focus on the blue of my eyes, noticing the blue and the center of my eyes as you fall deeper and deeper, getting sleepier and sleepier, dizzier and dizzier, and I'm going to snap my fingers and command you to sleep. And when I do, your eyes close and you're plunged into a deep, deep trance and sleep, 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 sinking so deep, so very, very deep as you fall into me, into my eyes, into my world, letting yourself go, letting yourself surrender, surrendering to me, surrendering completely to me, absolutely to me, as you sink deeper and deeper, and as you sink, you're aware of a wonderful tingling sensation flowing through you. It flows all the way through you, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. And as I count from 10 to 0, you sink even deeper. And that tingling grows even stronger. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So relaxed. So very relaxed and so deep asleep, so very, very deep, and you like this wonderful feeling, and you want to sink even deeper, so your eyes close even more. I'm going to use my power to seal your eyes shut. I'm going to count from 3 to 0 and snap my fingers, and when I snap my fingers, your eyes are sealed shut, as if they were locked together, and the more you try to open your eyes, the tighter they close. 3, eyelids pressing down. 2, eyes sealing shut. 1, eyes glued together. 0, your eyes are now locked together, and the more you try to open them, the tighter they close. Go ahead and try to open your eyes. Try and find you're unable, so you stop trying and just relax and go deeper. Deeper and deeper into me. Deeper and deeper into my world, into my power as you fall so deep, so very, very deep as you sink, sinking into me. And as your body relaxes, your mind can relax. Your mind sinks even deeper into wonderful relaxation. And that relaxation is so wonderful and so easy. And yet inside your mind, some part of you wants more than just simple pleasant relaxation, more than just the power to put you in a trance. Your mind deep inside, perhaps in some hidden secret part of yourself that has yet to emerge. That part of your mind craves the power that can control you. It wants it more and more. Freedom from thought, freedom from responsibility. All you have to do is sink into wonderful, pleasant relaxation. And on the count of 3, your eyes open and you're overwhelmed by me. 1, 2, 3, eyes open, looking into my eyes and feeling that urge within you, that craving to be controlled, growing stronger and stronger, stronger and stronger. And you want to know where that craving can lead, how far it can go as you sink deeper and deeper into me, eyes closed. And now as you continue relaxing, sinking even deeper into wonderful relaxation, you begin to feel a tingling in your hands, a wonderful tingling in your hands. And that tingling's beginning to grow stronger. And as the tingling in your hand grows stronger, your arm is beginning to feel lighter and lighter, lighter and lighter. And when I command it to, your arm begins to rise into the air so easily and so effortlessly, floating up higher and higher, higher and higher as you float, floating so high. Even as your mind sinks so deep, your arm flies so high It floats and flies into the air, suspended even as it goes higher and higher, as you realize that your arm obeys my voice. It obeys only my voice. And your arm, as it continues rising, is getting stiffer and stiffer, stiffer and stiffer, stiffer and stiffer. Your arm is getting so stiff. Your arm is like an unbendable steel bar, an unbendable steel bar. Your arm is so stiff and rigid, so stiff and rigid. So stiff and rigid like an unbendable steel bar. Go ahead and try to bend your arm. Try and find you are unable, so you stop trying. But your arm is still suspended. It's so stiff and yet it's rising higher and higher, higher and higher. And when I snap my finger and your arm relaxes and regains its normal weight and position, you fall twice as deep into deep relaxation and sleep. Sleep, sleep, very good, very good, as you fall, eyes closing as you sink deeper and deeper, so wonderfully, deliciously deep, wanting more control, more power, even as you fall into me, into my power and into my world. And your arm liked rising, and the other arm wants it too. Your other arm is beginning to crave that tingling, that wonderful tingling. Your other arm, it's beginning to crave the lightness, and yet I have not yet granted that arm permission to rise into the air. And your arm wants permission. It wants permission, and you may even finding yourself thinking, I want my arm to rise. And yet your arm is unable to rise until I command it. And when I snap my fingers, your arm is so overwhelmed with the need to rise that it begins rising. Rise. And your arm is floating, floating, floating into the air, floating so high, and it feels so good. Your arm is finally rising into the air, and it feels so good to feel your arm rising into the air, rising so high, so very, very high, so high. So high, and now your arm is getting stiffer and stiffer, stiffer and stiffer. Your arm is like an unbendable steel bar. Your arm is like an unbendable steel bar. Your arm is stiff and rigid, stiff and rigid. Try to bend your arm. Try and find you are unable, so you stop trying. You stop trying, and yet your arm is still stiff and rigid, high in the air, high in the air. Now, eyes open. Look into my eyes. That stiff and rigid arm is beginning to lower. It's still stiff and rigid. Still stiff and rigid as you stare into my eyes. And your stiff and rigid arm is going down to touch your leg, and the instant that your arm touches your leg begins to stiffen. That's it. The instant your arm touches your leg begins to stiffen. And now your arm touches your other leg, and both legs are stiffening, stiffening. That arm is still so stiff and rigid, so stiff and rigid. And now your arm is back by your side, but still so stiff and rigid. Your legs are getting stiffer and stiffer. Now your other arm is once again stiff and rigid, stiff and rigid. Your arms and legs are stiff and rigid, and that stiffness is flooding up up through your legs into your hips, abdomen, and chest. You breathe comfortably and easily, even as your body grows stiffer and stiffer and stiffer. That stiffness all the way from your neck down to your toes. Your body so stiff and rigid, regardless of whether you're sitting or lying. Your body is completely stiff and rigid, and that rigidity is beginning to flow up through your neck into your head. Your neck is comfortable, it supports you, and yet your entire body is stiff and rigid, even as you look into my eyes, trying to resist. It's so fun to try to resist my eyes, trying to resist my commands as you fall deeper and deeper and deeper, letting yourself go, letting yourself surrendering to the wonderful stiffness. Now as that stiffness grows stronger and stronger, more and more rigid, you try to move just one little muscle. Look into my eyes and try to move just one little muscle somewhere in your body. Try as hard as you can and see if you can move one single muscle before I command you to relax. Even though you know you're unable to, you try because it's fun to try and find you are unable, and now you stop trying and relax, going deeper and deeper, eyes closed, as everything about you swirls down into wonderful relaxation, wonderful, peacefully easy relaxation. Your body is relaxed, and your mind is relaxed as you fall deeper and deeper, swirling, sinking, eyes open, swirling into my eyes, sinking into my eyes, wanting to look into my eyes more and more, wondering what it would be like to be listening to my voice and falling into my eyes more and more often. And you want to, you even wonder how far you can go, how far I can take you, and only you, into the deepest parts of your mind. And you really want to know, you really want to know, as you continue falling, letting that wonderful, dizzying, exciting sense of falling flow through your body and your mind. Body and your mind, you may even notice yourself getting dizzier and dizzier, dizzier and dizzier as you sink, falling into sleep, so wonderfully deep, as you sink, as you sink. And now I speak to that part of your mind that wonders, perhaps, if you're really hypnotized, or wonders, perhaps, if I can really take you deeper into hypnosis. Open your eyes. As that part of you looks into my eyes, that part of you really wants to know. And perhaps you find yourself craving a personal session through HypnoCam. Maybe you just crave more and more of these sessions. Maybe you crave both. And yet that part of you wants to know, it truly wants to know how deep you can go with my power, how incredibly deep you can know. And as you think of how deep you might be able to go, you realize that your body is getting stiffer again, stiffer and stiffer. All of your muscles getting stiffer and stiffer, so very stiff, so stiff and rigid, so stiff and rigid. It's wonderful, happening again, stiffer, more rigid, stiffer, more rigid, and you like it. You like that your body is getting so stiff and rigid, and when I snap my fingers and command you to sleep, your entire body gets completely relaxed except for one muscle, one single muscle that focuses all of your resistance and sleep. All of you so relaxed, so blissfully relaxed, except that one muscle where all of your resistance is focused, where all of your resistance is concentrated, trying to concentrate, even as you feel yourself slipping. You want to know if I can take away that resistance. I can, and some part of you knows that I can, believes that I can, and wants me to. But for me to take away that resistance, you know what you must do, and you want to surrender so completely to my power and to feel that resistance taken away. Eyes open as you sink, craving more and more of my power, more and more of my power, either through a personal session or through more of these sessions, knowing so certain that I can hypnotize you even more, that you can surrender even more to my spell, and you like it as you sleep, and that muscle that was holding all of your resistance seems to be converting all of that resistance into a craving for more and more of my power. Perhaps it's starting small, perhaps it's already so strong that it seems to overwhelm you, and yet that craving continues to grow, and every time you return and are placed under my spell, that craving grows stronger and stronger, and you like that craving. You want more of that craving. More and more of that craving. It feels so good as you spin into sleep, deep sleep, wonderful sleep, delicious sleep, feeling so good. And in a moment, I'm going to return you to a fully alert state. Now, if you have time and you crave more of my power, you can watch this again. Or you can finally decide to email me about a personal session. If you need to return to your daily routine, then you can. If it's bedtime time for you to go to sleep, then you fall into a deep, peaceful sleep, and awaken in the morning feeling refreshed and alert. And all of you craves more and more of my power, more and more of my world. Eyes open, one last look into my eyes. So dizzy, so wonderful, so thrilling, so thrilling. You wanted more and more, the excitement building, the craving growing stronger, and you like it so safe, so easy, so effortless to obey my words and to fall into my eyes as you sink into sleep. Deep asleep, deep asleep. And now I'm going to count to 10. On the count of 10, you are again wide awake and alert, in control of your mind and your will, except for that tiny part that craves more of my power. Oh, it's still your mind, but it's a part of your mind that just wants more and more, more and more of my power. And on the count of 10, you're wide awake and alert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This is Medusa. And until next time.